Hey, we are getting closer and closer to game day, a Black Friday special, Dolphins versus Jets, an AFC East showdown, but a lot of injury news to get to. Mike McDaniel had a press conference today, so we've got all the latest, and that is why you subscribe to Dolphins Today. So let's not waste any more time. Buckle up. It's Dolphins Today. Hey, look, I've been telling you about it all week. That injury report is lengthy, so there is a lot to get into, and that's what we're doing on today's episode of Dolphins Today. Mike McDaniel had a press conference, all new updates on all of the notable players, as well as some detailed information to pass along regarding De'Von Achane. I know all eyes will be on number 28, the star rookie, and whether or not he can give it a go in a short week against a very, very good New York Jets defense. I know if you missed our preview, go back and watch it, but he kind of took some shots at that offense. But make no mistake about it, the defense, very, very good and in the upper echelon of the National Football League. So we're going to jump into that as well as the offensive line injuries because there are a number of guys banged up as well. So let's not waste any more time and get right into the De'Von Achane update, starting with Joe Schad, who was at the Mike McDaniel press conference. Take a look at his takeaway. Today is the big day for De'Von Achane because remember, short week of practice. Yesterday was a walkthrough for the Dolphins, so all of the injury reports were based on a projected practice status, whereas today the Dolphins are giving it a full go. So today is the day De'Von Achane will test out that injured knee and see whether or not he can give it a go against the New York Jets. And as Joe Schad alluded to, they'll have to weigh it out how he feels. And here's another update from NFL insider Ian Riepma from Mike McDaniel, who told reporters that De'Von Achane will practice today, and it all depends on how he feels, right? So there's no structural damage. He doesn't need surgery. We established that earlier in the week, and now it becomes about De'Von Achane himself and whether or not he's fully confident. And I think this quote from Mike McDaniel is interesting regarding the practice, calling it a big day, De'Von Achane. We'll see how he feels after practice today. And at the bottom, I think it's an interesting note here. Medically, he's good to go, and it's about that confidence level. So you want the player to feel 100% confident before he gives it a go, and I think today's practice will be a good indication of that. So let's make a little prediction. We know how integral he is to the offense and how important of a piece he is to Mike McDaniel's offense. So what say you? Does De'Von Achane play against the Jets? It's real simple. Let me know in the comments. Type Y for yes or N for no. And I point this out from time to time because they're eye-popping numbers, jaw-dropping, Madden video game numbers, whatever you want to call it. But that average yards per carry was above 12 until that game against the Raiders. Now it's down to 11.8. Come on, De'Von, you're killing us. But still the 5 touchdowns, 461 yards on 39 carries. Really, really impressive. But his status and whether or not he can give it a go becomes of the utmost importance because, as we told you yesterday, De'Von Achane unexpectedly placed on injured reserve, likely a season ender for De'Von, and he was filling in at RB2. We know De'Von Achane is the running back 2. Raheem Mostert are going to take the bulk of the carry. So if Achane can't give it a go, it's going to be up to Jeff Wilson because take a look at that depth chart. Not a lot of able bodies on there with Achane going on injured reserve. So with that said, I think it's important to depend on De'Von Achane to be honest and whether or not he can give it a go and what that confidence level is. But no Achane, Chris Brooks injured reserve, and possibly De'Von Achane unable to go. That means, hey, you're going to be the guy as he was against the Raiders. Coming up, we've got more Dolphins injury news to get into. But first, I got to give a shout out to Prize Picks, today's presenting sponsor. And look, I think I might be having too much fun with Prize Picks because my girlfriend, every time I got my phone, said, "Are you on that Prize Picks app again?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I am." That's the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And I always have Prize Picks for the Dolphins games, but I've got some good ones for you guys so far with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. All you got to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. And because we care about you, because we love you, we've got a $100 deposit match for you. But here's where I'm working with on the Thanksgiving holiday. In addition to stuffing my face with the turkey and all kinds of goodies and getting ready for the Dolphins game on Black Friday, I'm picking Jared Goff and the Lions. More passing yards on his projected stat line. Brock Purdy, tough matchup against the Seahawks. I still think the Niners win, but they're going to get it done on the ground game. So I'm picking less. And as much as it pains me, I got to give credit to Dak Prescott. He's had a good year. And that Washington Commanders defense is terrible, especially against the pass. So I'm picking more. And that's how it works. You simply pick more or less on a player's projected stat line. You can go with the power play if you're feeling confident. That means you got to get every single one correct. Or you can flex it out and get 2 out of the 3 or 3 out of the 4 correct, depending on how many picks you make. It's all done at prizepicks.com/CLNS. And we'll put the link in the chat because we care about you and we want to make it easy on you. But it's prizepicks.com/CLNS. From the running back room to the offensive line room. And I almost, during the bye week, kind of stretched out, got a little relaxed, and thought, all right, our offensive line is finally healthy. But as the great Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friends. Unfortunately, more and more offensive line injuries to deal with. And on a short week, it just makes it that much more complicated. This from Marcel Louis-Jacques talking about the offensive line. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel said he's optimistic that Austin Jackson and Lester Cotton will play against the Jets on Friday. Optimistic. That's the key word there. We're all optimistic around here. We love the Dolphins. We're optimistic. But it's important to note that Austin Jackson has been playing really, really well this year. Really interesting piece by Joe Shad on the growth and development of Austin Jackson. Make sure you check that out as well. But Lester Cotton and Austin Jackson, both optimistic. Now, Rob Hunt, who's missed several games, going all the way back to that game against the Patriots, he's expected to dress, but may not necessarily play. And remember, Connor Williams did the same thing several weeks back. So that's not unheard of to suit up, see how you feel during pregame warm-ups, and then go from there. But just like the running backs room, the Dolphins' offensive line depth chart, a little bit banged up. Teron Armstead back, that's good. Isaiah Wynn still on injured reserve. Connor Williams feeling good. And on the right side is where we see a lot of those asterisks, meaning those guys are hurt. Rob Hunt, Austin Jackson, Lester Cotton, and Rob Jones all dealing with stuff. So one of those wait and sees, and of course, we'll gauge it as we get closer and closer to Friday's game. Regardless, this Dolphins offensive line still deserves a lot of credit. They played well against the Raiders, and as we told you all week leading up to that game, Max Crosby is a menace. And if you watch Hard Knocks, you saw how hard the Dolphins had to prepare to protect him, and they did so. So you got to give the offensive line a lot of credit there. But given the status of the short week, and again, that Jets defense, very, very talented, especially up front. A lot of game wreckers up front for the Jets. You got to be honest with me and rate your confidence level in the Dolphins offensive line. Scale it for me in the comments, 1 through 10. And lastly, how about we close out today's video with some good news, and not really unexpected, because did you see the game Sunday? My man was balling out, and because of his efforts, Jalen Ramsey named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. The ball-hawking corner had the 2 interceptions, one of them to seal the game, and I almost feel bad for Aiden O'Connell because he baited him into throwing both those interceptions. The guy is unbelievable. And again, if you watched Hard Knocks last night, you saw how he attacks the game, how he attacks the preparation. And I love this comment from Mike McDaniel, who said, I'm really hoping they throw at him. Honestly, I mean, both those interceptions were out of control in the difficulty level. So, talking about Jalen Ramsey, the guy is a game changer. He's truly implemented a new level to that defense, and this stat's crazy. The first 7 games, the Dolphins defense forced 6 turnovers. The last 3 games with Jalen Ramsey, 6 turnovers. That's right. They've doubled their turnover production in just 3 games, and I call that the Jalen Ramsey effect. So let's go ahead and show some love to the AFC Defensive Player of the Week, Jalen Ramsey. Type those JR5s in the comments. Do it now and show our guy, the All-Pro, Jalen Ramsey, some love. Lastly, before we get up on out of here, want to remind you, special watch party time. I've been saying it all day. I even wore my black shirt for Black Friday. Black Friday, first NFL game on Black Friday. The Dolphins and the Jets, an AFC East a showdown, a Dolphins team that's going for win number 8, and that defense continuing to play better and better. And what an opportunity to feast on a Jets offense that, again, not good. And I would call it rock bottom when Tim Boyle is your starter. But hey, that's why they play the game any given Sunday. You know all the cliches. But join us for our watch party. The bosses here at Chat Sports just showed me our watch party giveaway, and it is electric. One of the best items we've ever given away, so you do not want to miss it. That's why you subscribe to the channel. And shout out producer Coop on the ones and twos, my main man helping us bring you Dolphins content each and every day. And that's what it's all about here at Chat Sports. So happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful day, but don't eat too much. Come ready on Friday to watch the Dolphins defeat the Jets on the NFL's first ever game on Black Friday. Until then, we love you all very much and have a wonderful day on Dolphins Today.